You work with American clients. You've already started working on a great pitch for your company, but how can you be sure that your pitch is really adapted to your audience? And what if you don't know who you're talking to? You'll learn how to manage all of that today. Let's go. Hi, I'm Christina, founder of Business English with Christina, and I've helped dozens of companies successfully pitch their products and services at professional events in the US and abroad. And this video is the second part of a series where we deep dive into how to create your own personalized pitch. Now, of course, you want to do your research on your new client before your pitch. That seems obvious. Now, most of us are familiar with the standard ways of finding out about a client. For example, looking at the company website, looking at their LinkedIn profile, looking at social media posts from their company, etc. But there's an extra expert tip that I want to share with you. Here it is. Speak to people in the industry that you're trying to target. Ask them questions about their biggest problems and their challenges. Or, as we say in business, what keeps them up at night. Interview not just people at the company that you're trying to target. I don't, if that's possible, but go outside, go broader and talk to people in the industry to get those super valuable insights that you can use in your pitch. Now, don't just stop there. Don't just interview them and make a few notes, but actually record or write down the exact words that they use. For example, I spend a lot of time talking to people in the industries that we work with, like medtechs, biotechs, computer science, that kind of thing. And as we are interviewing, my cat does often come and walk in front of the camera. That's kind of what she does. But that's not the most important thing. But what I'm doing is actually transcribing word for word what they say. Now, if you can't type that fast, you can also ask permission to record the conversation and reassure that it will not be made public. It's just for your own research, etc. But then we take all of that and we put it into a document where we have like a library of, things that people in these industries have told us so that we can better understand what their challenges are, create solutions that, solve those problems, and then go and talk to these potential clients about these solutions that we have that respond to their problems. You see how it works? Now, the next point is talking like your clients. When you're delivering your pitch, think about who you'll be speaking with. Are you meeting with a general partner at an investment firm, or is it the founder of a company? Is it the head of IT or the head of human resources? These people, depending on what they do in the company, they don't always have the same understanding, the same concerns, the same ways of speaking, the same problems. And of course, you want to adapt all of that to the person in front of you so that you are literally speaking their language. And of course, that means, customizing your message to them, using their words to describe their problems, not language that is too detailed or too technical if that's not the language of the person that you're talking to. Make sure that they can see how your solution solves their problem. Like, I have a problem of a cat, which always likes to come and video bomb my videos. So if you have a solution for that, a nice solution, hey, pitch me on that. Anyway, if you do all of that, take the time to research your audience, then your pitch is going to be a lot easier and a lot more effective. Now let's go deeper another level. And this is actually a question that I got when I did a webinar on creating your personal pitch. And it was, what do you do if you don't know who you're pitching to? Now this, I don't know, might seem like a weird question because you probably know who you are going to pitch to, but maybe not, because you're at a networking event and suddenly you realize that there is an opportunity for you to talk about what you do and how you do it and why you do it and all of that, but you don't know who that person is that, you're talking to and that you've identified as someone that you could potentially help. It could be anyone. It could be, a venture capitalist, a neuroscience, the wife of the editor who will publish your next book. That's a true story. You can check out my video on Tim Ferriss and how he networks at events. That's how he got the 4-Hour Workweek published, was by pitching it to the wife of his editor. So, you never know who you're talking to, but what do you do in that case to make your pitch relevant? First, observe your audience. And when I say audience, it can be just the one person that you are having a conversation with. But observe the other person and be aware of their reactions. Are they watching attentively and following along? Are they leaning in? Are they shaking their head? Are they saying like, oh, okay, yeah. Are they giving you signs that they're interested? Or are they looking a little bored, confused, staring out the window? Maybe you can see their eyes are like looking around at the, what's going on behind you in the event. If that's the case, then it might be your time to change your strategy. And if that's the case, then to try to learn more about your conversation partner, ask, a couple of open-ended questions to get them talking so you can learn more about them and either adjust your message or just, realize, okay, this person is not in my, target, so we can talk about something else. Because when you're asking them questions, it's a little like, earlier we talked about doing your research on the person before you pitch to them. Well, this is like doing your research in real time and on the spot. It lets you find out more information about the person that you're speaking with. For example, you can ask them, what's the biggest concern your company is facing right now? So you'll find out not only what they're most worried about, but the words that they use to talk about it. You'll be able to see how much technical language they use, so how much you should use, how formal they're speaking, so how you can adjust your level of formality. You'll find out what maybe emotions you can touch on, and you may even have a chance to see that, they're a little humorous, a little funny, and you can adapt in consequence. But most importantly, you'll be able to make sure that you can solve your client's biggest problems and you can talk about how your solution helps with that problem. Whether that's, generating more revenue for shareholders, adapting a new technology, being more responsive to customers, getting more customers, who knows, whatever your clients do. And so all of that, whether you're pitching to someone who you're pitching to, or you have like a surprise pitch at a networking event, the key thing here is learning about the person or the company, their problems, how they talk about it, and I would say, adapting your words and your message to what they need. Now, this was the second episode in this special 3-part series where we're going deeper on how to create a personalized pitch that gets results for your business when you're working with Americans. But I also have live free workshops on topics like this, and I would love to see you there. So sign up to my newsletter so that you get your invitation to the next live workshop. And if you don't use it, you lose it. So here's how you can use what you learned today. Tell me in the comments, is this a practice that you do when you are preparing to pitch your product or your services? Do you research, I would say, people in your industry? Do you investigate the person that you'll talk to online? Do you talk to other people in the industry? What are your techniques for preparing your pitch? Share it with us in the comments. I'd love to see what you do. And, we'll just put together all of our collective intelligence and learn how to create the best pitches ever. So if this lesson was helpful for you, I would love to know. And there are 3 ways that you can tell me. You can give this lesson a thumbs up on YouTube and subscribe to my channel so that you never miss those future lessons. You can head over to my blog and get your ultimate guide on pitching to Americans. And you can go on and watch that lesson about how to join group conversations smoothly, my top tips from Tim Ferriss, in a video that I did based on a podcast that he did. All right, thank you so much for improving with Business English with Christina, and I'll see you in part 3 of this special series next week.